Namaste. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a 30-minute chair yoga class. This is made for the local senior center, and it's not this Wednesday's class, going to be for the following Wednesday. I just want to record today because it's such a beautiful day. We actually got 70 degrees. Welcome to October. It's a little breezy, so I'm kind of hoping that I don't have any of these big walnuts fall on me in the middle of class. But I did find a couple four-leaf clovers this morning, so hopefully those will keep me covered and safe. So let's kind of get a tall seat in our chair. Checking in with your posture and alignment, you want to make sure that your shoulders are square over your hips and that your ankles are under your knees. If this is not a comfortable position for you, you can kind of lean back in your chair a little bit, or if you want to sit up on a block, hey Olaf, you're welcome to do that as well. You just want to have a comfortable way to sit so that you can focus on your breathing. So before we get into that, I just want to make a mention of how these classes are usually structured. I like to start out by settling in and having a breathing practice. And then we do a lot of seated spinal warm-ups and then some standing warm-ups as well. I like the familiarity of a consistent structure and a good warm-up before we really begin. And then from there, once we do the standing spinal stretches and warm-ups, we move into some sun salutations. Today I'll add a little variation. We'll add three-legged dog. And then we'll do our balance poses. This week I want to start out with, instead of tree pose, I want to start out with Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon pose. It's going to be a little challenging, but we'll go into it step by step, and that'll be fun. And then we'll have our flow sequence, and we'll do that standing as well. And then we'll finish up by, if there's time, another balance where we do half moon and warrior three. Then we'll finish up with our ab work and our shavasana. So take a deep breath and close your eyes. Really become present in the moment. Let each breath get a little bit deeper, and let each exhalation get a little bit longer. Just find your slow, steady breathing pace that feels comfortable to you. Feel the body slow and become centered. Focus on living in the moment. While you work on your breathing exercises, I will tell you the story of Ardha Chandrasana. Ardha means half, Chandra is the moon, and asana are these physical poses that we do. So the Indian culture, their mythology is really varied and colorful. And there's an Indian god named Ganesh. And Ganesh, when he was a boy, he angered his father, and with a little high drama of the Indian mythology, he got his head cut off. But not to fear, his head was replaced with an elephant head. And Ganesh is a really well-loved and benevolent god in the Indian culture. He loves his sweets. He's known for wisdom. He's sought after for good business proposals. But as a boy, Ganesha and his brother, they both went on a race. And while his brother liked to race on a peacock, Ganesh actually raced on a mouse. So before this race, he filled his belly full of sweets and candies and treats, as he was wont to do. And then we went racing around. On a sharp turn, this mouse came upon a snake. And the snake scared the mouse. He ran off, tipping Ganesh over onto his side. His belly burst open and the candy went flying out. Now, for this scene, which was kind of clumsy and comical looking, the full moon was looking up onto the scene from up above. And the full moon Chandra just started laughing. She just found it hysterical. And so Ganesha, after grabbing that snake and using it as a belt to tie around his waist to hold all that candy back in place, he was reaching down to gather up his candy, and then he was so mad because Chandra just kept laughing and laughing. And so he broke off his own tusk and threw it up at the moon. And the tusk punctured the moon and dimmed her light. So when we do half moon pose, we'll have our one hand down towards the ground, reaching for that candy, and the other hand reaching up towards the moon. That's our half moon pose. But after Ganesha's tusk pierced the moon's light, it was dark. And nobody really liked the dark, dark nights like that. So he relented after a few days and restored Chandra's light, but with a condition. She had to wax and wane, as we see now with the cycles of the moon. And so that's where we got our half moon pose from. So breathing in deep and release, and we slowly return to our normal breath. Let's roll the shoulders up and back and take the arms out to the side. Breathing in, nice deep breaths, and letting go. Inhaling, the arms stretch up and out, and release as we exhale. One more time, inhaling, the arms come up, maybe look up, and exhale, release. Let's take the feet wide just a little bit, because we're going to use some nice wide hip poses today. We'll just kind of give them a head start. And then what we're going to do is take our hands to our hips and then just dive forward. Nice straight long spine here, but just feel those hips opening up a bit. And then coming back up, take your left hand out and up and over, side stretch, and come back to center. Let's dive down again, straight spine, tight core, nice easy movements, and come up. This time take the right hand out and up and over to the side, and come back down. Again, we sink down, straight spine, lowering towards the ground. Coming back up, tight core, the left hand comes out, goes up and over, nice stretch, push down in that left hip bone, that sit bone, and reach up, and then come back. Hands on your hips as you extend forward and fold, feeling those hips releasing. Tight core, come on up, straight spine, and then the right hand comes up and goes over. Once again, pushing down on the right sit bone so you can really get that side stretch as we reach up and over, and then come back. All right, let's do our spinal twists. We'll start by crossing at the ankles, left foot on top, or maybe left leg crosses at the knee. Or if you want to go deep into the hips today, you can make a figure 4 with your legs. Just find out what you need in this moment today. We'll take our right hand, cross over to our left knee. And we're going to take that left hand forward, up, and spin it back. Rotate over your shoulder, look back, see if you can see the dog. All right, my dog's over my shoulder. And then slowly unwind. Change the cross of your legs. Again, you got the ankles crossing at the knee, or maybe working on that hip, whatever your body needs right now. Take the left hand to the right knee, swim that hand forward, up and back, and rotate towards the back, looking over your back right shoulder. Nice easy breathing. Good boy. And unwind. Let's do the first side again. You might want to try a different leg position this time. I'm going to stick with working on the hips. Everything feels a little bit tighter as the weather cools. So I've got my right hand going to my left knee. The left hand comes forward and swims up, back, opening the chest, reaching toward the back of the chair, keeping the spine straight and spiraling along that spinal axis. Nice easy breathing. Let the stomach relax. Let the belly fill with breath. And twist deep. Slowly unwind. I don't know if you heard my back crack on that one. Other side. Cross the legs. Sit tall. Take your left hand to your right knee. The right hand comes forward, up, and opens the chest as we spin towards the back. Nice deep breathing. Once again, make sure your spine is straight up and down, just rotating around that straight rod axis. Release the belly so that the breath can be full. And then slowly unwind. Come back to center, and let's stand up. If you want to stay seated in the chair, you're welcome to, but you're also encouraged to join me standing. We're going to start by taking our feet wide, just a little wider than our hips. We're going to take our arms out and up as we breathe in. Exhale, we forward fold. Only go down as deep as feels safe for you. You don't want to have high blood pressure in your head and then drop it below your heart, or same thing with glaucoma. So go down as far as your body recommends and release. Come back up, flat back, straight spine, arms out to the sides and up. Breathing in. Exhale, we fold. Maybe get a little deeper this time. Respect your body. Push it only a little bit, only when it feels good. Nice deep breathing, slow and steady in our forward fold. And then come back up halfway, flat spine, tight core, arms out to the side, and inhale up. And exhale down. Nice, easy breathing. Try taking some really deep breaths here and folding into yourself. And then come up to a flat back. Take your arms out to a T, tight core, straight spine, rise up. And release. Let's do our side stretches. Take your hands to your hips. And then kick your hips over to the left. You don't want to just move your torso, but you really want to kind of loosen in the hips. So the hips go over, and then the left hand comes up. And that stretches over for that side stretch. It can be a little more exaggerated with that hip being involved. And then come back. Shift the hips to the right. Arm comes out and up and over. Really find a way to make it feel good. And when you find tight spots, don't clench. Come back to center, other side. Make sure your breathing is always fluid. Breathing nice and steady, even in and out. Not clenching or grasping on the tight parts. And come back. Last time, right side, hips shift over. Right hand comes up and over. Oh, I hear the walnuts dropping. Nice breezy day. And come back. Okay, let's just do some twists. Back and forth. Gentle action on the spine. Looking over your shoulders if that feels safe for you. You're just, again, really just releasing everything. You want everything to flow, everything to move. Maybe squish your fingers open and shut a little bit, just to get a little extra action in there. And then return to stillness. Okay, let's do our sun salutations. You'll want to come to the side of your chair, have your toes just about close to a foot in front of the side of the chair. We're going to start out in mountain pose. It's Tadasana. Roll your shoulders up and back. Have your palms facing forward. Find tension going up and down the front of your body. Your energy is grounding down into the earth. You're feeling solid here in mountain pose. And then inhale, the arms come out and up. Exhale, we fold, just like we did in our warm-up. Bend your elbows if you feel like you want to come closer to the seat of the chair. And then rise up to a flat back. You're going to step your right foot back, and then followed by the left, and then let the hips send them up and back and stretch the arms open. Nice deep breaths. If you feel like you want to add on a little different pose here, we can do three-legged dog. So put your weight in your left foot and become light in the right, and see how far you can extend that back. Okay, let the foot come back down to the earth. Push forward up into your toes, plank pose. Shoulders are square over your wrists. You can do a little chaturanga if you want to try to bend and dip, and then push back up. Step the right foot forward, and then the left. Bend the knees so you can lift the heart forward, through and up for baby cobra. And then rounding the spine, coming back up to Tadasana, one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders up and back, and take a deep breath. And release. Okay, that's great. Other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, they fold. Palms to the chair. Bending the elbows if you want to go deeper towards the seat of the chair. Rising up to a flat back. We're going to step the left foot back. And then the right foot back. We're going to send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Nice stretches through the armpits. The hips go high. You want to add on, put your weight in your right foot. Let the left foot get light. Maybe lift it up behind you for three-legged dog. Nice deep breathing in this balance. Take the foot back down to the ground. Push forward so your shoulders are over your wrists for plank pose, tight core. Nice strong pose here. If you want to bend your elbows, you can do a little chaturanga, a little push-up pose. And then step your left foot forward. And then your right foot forward. Bend the knees, arch the back so the heart comes forward for baby cobra pose. Here's our back bend. And then we round it up, slowly returning to mountain pose, Tadasana. And there we are. So while we're standing, let's do our half moon pose. We'll find out what it feels like to be poor Ganesha as he's reaching towards his candy and throwing his tusk up at the moon. So to get into Ardha Chandrasana, we're going to take, so we're on the left side of the chair, right? So we're going to take our right foot and point our toes towards the chair. We're going to take our right hand to the back of the chair. And then our left foot's going to point out to the side. This is an open hip pose. So we're going to sweep that foot back. And then we're going to take our right hand to the seat of the chair. Let's take our left hand to our hip. Going to flex that foot that's pointing back. So now that foot's off the ground. If you feel steady in the balance here, and you may prefer to keep your hand on the back of the chair, that's fine. See if you can comfortably lift that back left leg up so that it's sideways in parallel. And then take your left hand up to the sky. Here we are in half moon pose. Everything's open wide, open hip pose, open chest, open heart. Don't be angry at the moon. And then take the hip, hand back to the hip, take the foot down, bend the knees as you slowly come up. That was pretty good. And you can stop anywhere along the way of that progression. Let's do the other side. So we are on now the right side of the chair. Our left toes are pointing towards the chair. Our right foot's going to come out to the side. We're going to sweep it back to open up that foot. We're going to flex the back heel in a minute. Sorry, a little distracted with all the noise. Got vacuums and cars, and I guess it's just a warm Sunday. So we're going to take our left hand to the back of the chair. And if we feel comfortable going deeper, we're going to take our hand actually to the seat of the chair. Once we're in our comfortable spot, you're going to flex your back foot so that that foot comes off the ground entirely. We're balancing on our left foot. And then we're going to lift that foot up and open the hip. See if you can open the hip so wide that your toes are pointing towards each other. My toes are pointing to your toes. And then when you're ready, take that hand up to the sky and feel everything open in all directions. If you want to take your gaze up towards your thumb, that's a possibility too. And don't worry if you fall out of it a little bit, just go right back into it the way you started to, one step at a time. Let's take that top hand to the hip, bending the knees, bringing it all back down together, and slowly coming up to stand. Okay, I told you that was a challenging one. That was a tougher pose. So let's take a deep breath and come back to our seated position. Take some nice deep breaths. Pet your dog if he's nearby. Hey, Olaf. And from here, we'll work on our flow sequence. I might need to move you along, buddy. Okay, so to begin, we're going to start out in our chair version of mountain pose, Tadasana. Roll your shoulders up and back. Check your alignment. Your core should be tight. He's going to lay down right where my feet are gonna want to go. That's okay. And then from chair pose, mountain pose, we're going to inhale the arms up. And then we're going to step into warrior two, facing towards the left. So our left foot's going to come out and over. We're going to extend our right foot straight, at least as straight as our dog allows. And then the arms open wide for warrior two pose. Check in with your alignment. Your torso should be straight up and down. Your arms should be straight from side to side. Your gaze is off into the distance over your middle left finger. That's a drishti. Take a deep breath in your warrior two and let it go. All right, bring everything in back towards the middle and we'll go to the other side. Thanks, buddy. Inhale the arms up. And then we're going to step out the right foot towards the side and extend the left leg straight. The arms come to a T. Our gaze goes off into the distance over the right center finger. Check in with your alignment. Take some nice deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Here's our Virabhadrasana 2. And then release the pose, bring it back in, and we'll add on a side angle pose. Starting in mountain pose, in the chair, inhale, the arms come up, extended Tadasana. Take the left foot out, take the right foot out to straighten. Warrior 2 pose. We're going to lean in for our side angle pose to make some space in this left lower lung. We're going to lean forward and then take that hand inside the leg. The right hand comes up in the sky, and see how low you can go without really crunching those lower ribs. And once you're at your maximum depth, you can take your top arm, which is reaching up to the sky, and internally rotate it so that you can get a long line of energy from your right foot to your right fingers. Side angle pose, your gaze can be up or down or somewhere in the middle. And then return. Pull it all in, come back to Tadasana. Inhale, extended Tadasana. Exhale and step out the right leg, extend the left leg. Arms come to a T. Take your gaze off into the distance, Warrior 2 pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's lean a little more to the right to make some space. Dropping that right hand down, the left hand comes up towards the sky. Find your depth. You could reach down to the ground, or maybe you keep your hand near your knee. Totally up to you and your body in this moment. Once you've found your depth, take your top arm and rotate it inward. Find your angle so you've got that line from your thumb to your heel. And take some nice deep breaths. Side angle pose. And then undo it all. Come back to the middle. And then we'll add on. Our next poses will be reverse warrior. So once again, we're in mountain pose. Inhaling up, stepping the left foot out, extending the right. Warrior 2 pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's take our front hand down inside the knee. The back hand comes up towards the sky and then wraps over. Side angle pose. Come back to Warrior 2. Flip the front palm up and arch it back for reverse warrior. Nice slow fluid movements. Nice easy gentle breathing. And come back to Warrior 2 and back to the center. Reposition yourself in Tadasana and inhale up. Exhale, step the right leg out, extend the left leg long, Warrior 2 pose. Inhale here and exhale. Lean forward just a bit, take that left hand up towards the sky, right hand goes down, only as deep as feels good for your body, and then rotate that inner forearm up and in. So you've got a long diagonal line here. And then return to Warrior 2. Flip your front palm up, arch it back. Take your right hand up, left hand down, reverse warrior. Breathing easy. And then return to Warrior 2. Bring it all in. We're going to add on triangle pose, which we've done before, and then a little variation. It's going to be a bound reverse triangle. Okay. In our chair pose, I do that all the time. In our Tadasana, our mountain pose in the chair. Inhale up, extended Tadasana. And then take your left foot out, extend your right foot long. Arms come to a T, Warrior 2, facing the left. Lean forward, side angle pose. Right hand comes up and over, long stretch, long lines. And come back to Warrior 2. Flip your left palm up, bring it up, arch it back, reverse warrior. And then let's take both arms up. Straighten both legs. Your toes are kind of pointing off to the left still. Your right hand reaches up in the sky, your left hand comes down. triangle pose. Nice deep breaths in triangle, and then lift that other arm back up. Here's we're going to do our bound triangle reversed. So our right hand comes out to the side, rotate the thumb down, and then drop that hand behind your back. Shoulders are broad, and then reach it over. So we're arching back in our reverse bound triangle pose. And then unwrap that arm, release everything, bring it back in. Okay, moving along, let's do the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, step the right foot out, extend the left foot leg long, arms to a T for warrior two. Leaning in for that side angle pose, the right hand comes down, the left hand goes up and over. Nice deep breathing. Come back to warrior two. Let's reverse our warrior by flipping the palm up, arching it back. Reverse warrior pose. Nice deep breaths. Let's take both arms up, straighten both legs. Again, our toes are just a little bit tipped towards the right. Then our left hand's going to reach up as our right hand reaches down, triangle pose. Nice deep breaths as always in each pose. Here's our triangle. Take both arms up. You're going to continue to reach up with your right hand. Take your left hand out to the side. Rotate the thumb down and then drop the hand down behind the hips. You can keep your hand on your hip if that's more comfortable for your anatomy. Or you can take that hand behind your back as far as feels comfortable and then arch it back for reverse bound triangle pose. Breathe deep. Unbind the pose, take the arms up, release everything back in towards the center. We're on the home stretch. We're just adding one more pose, well, two, goddess and goddess Utkatasana. Okay, sit tall. Take a deep breath and let it go. Now breathe in deep, raise the arms up. Stepping the left foot out, extend the right foot long, warrior two pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Lean towards the left, take the left hand down, right hand up and over, side angle pose. Back to warrior two, flip the front palm, arch it back, reverse warrior, beautiful. Come back, both arms up, extend both legs straight, taking the left hand down, triangle pose. Reaching that left hand up, take the right hand out to the side, rotate the thumb down, sink it behind your back or on your hip, wherever you're doing today. And then arch it. Arch your body towards the right for reverse triangle pose, the bind. Unwrap the bind, arms are up, bend both knees, shift it so the heels are in, find your goddess pose. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in goddess. Just feel with your mind how expanded your body is in goddess pose. Feel your shoulder blades pinching together to expand your chest wide. Deepen your breath. Then open the eyes, shoot the arms up, and then hinge forward at the hips. Chair pose with goddess pose. This makes us chair goddesses or chair gods, depending on your gender. I'm going with chair goddess. Reach forward, maybe arch the heart up, just a little nice tight core, and then lift up and release. Take your legs in, put your palms on your lap, close your eyes, take a breath. That was a great sequence. Let it go. Open your eyes because we still have to do the other side. So return, that little thing's floating on me. So we're going to do the same sequence, other side, and then we are done with our chair portion. My chair, excuse me, is sinking into the ground. Okay, we had a lot of rain recently, so I'm trying to support my chair legs. Okay, back into chair version of Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, the arms come up, extended Tadasana. This time we're going to step the right leg out and extend the left leg straight. Arms to a T, warrior two pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Lean it forward just a bit, dropping the right hand down, left hand up to the sky and over, side angle pose. Breathe easy, no clenching. And then come back to warrior two. We'll do reverse warrior by flipping the right palm up, arching it back. Left hand goes down the left leg. Nice, graceful, but strong warrior reversed. Come back to warrior two, take the arms up. Gonna extend both legs, their toes tipped towards the right. Left hand up, right hand down, triangle pose. Gaze can be up at your thumb or down at the ground. Take both arms up, take your left hand out to the side, rotate your left thumb down, and let the hand sink behind your back. Arch it back, reverse bound triangle. Nice, easy breathing. Undo the bind, arms up, bend the knees, bend the arms, goddess pose, close your eyes, and take a breath. Deepen your inhalations, and let the exhalations follow. Inhale and exhale. Open the eyes, shoot the arms up, hinge forward at the hips. Strong, straight spine for our chair goddess. Hey, puppy. Nice, deep breathing. Let the core be strong here. Let the breathing be not in my face. And then rise up and release. Take the legs back in, pet the dog, good boy. And then we'll do that sequence standing, right? Yeah. My clock, by the way, has not been working, so I have no idea how long this is going. Okay, buddy, scoot aside. Thank you. Okay, so we can do that sequence standing, or if you feel more comfortable, please, feel welcome to stay in your seat. But if we're gonna do it standing, let's do it. Inhale, the arms come up. As we exhale, we're gonna take our right foot and point it off to the side, bending the knee a little bit, stepping back with the left leg, keeping it straight, arms to a T. Here's our warrior two pose. Take your right hand to our right knee, the back arm comes up and over, side angle pose. And then we go back to warrior two. Flipping the front palm up, our body knows what to do. Arch it back, reverse warrior. And then let's take both arms up. Straighten your front leg. So now both legs are straight. We're gonna dive in a triangle, reaching the left hand up, right hand goes down. Triangle pose. Try to keep your spine straight here. Take both arms up. We're gonna take our left hand out to the side, rotating the thumb down, and take the hand to your hip or back behind you. Arch, back, reverse, triangle pose. Undo the bind, arms up. Pivot the feet so that both toes are facing forward, or both feet. And then bend the knees, bend the arms, goddess pose. Shoot the arms up here. Hinge forward at the hips for our chair pose with goddess. Nice tight core, get a little deeper. Remember how easy and good this felt in the chair and how hard this is right now, and know that we're working good. And then rise up, release the arms, pull the feet back in, take the hands to the heart center, close the eyes, and take a deep breath. And take another deep breath. And then open the eyes. We still have to do the other side. We're doing great. So we're in mountain pose Tadasana. Inhale the arms up. As we exhale, we're going to point the left foot towards the left, bend that knee and step the right leg back. It stays straight. Arms come to a T, warrior two pose. Lean forward a bit to make some room. Left hand to left knee, right arm comes up and goes over for side angle pose. Breathe in here and breathe out. Return to warrior two. Flip your front palm up, bring it up, arch it back, reverse warrior. And take both arms up, straighten both legs. You're gonna reach up with your right, take your left hand down to the ground for triangle pose. Trying to keep those lower ribs straight spine. Come back up, arms up. Take your right hand out to the side, rotate the thumb down, drop it behind your back, reaching up, and then arching back. Reverse triangle that's bound. Unbind. Move your heels so that you're facing forward And then sink into our goddess pose. Be strong here. Nice deep breath, and then reach up and hinge forward. The butt goes back, the arms come forward. The pose gets deeper. Tighten the core, clench in your peri area. You don't want to let anything fall out. Nice and strong. And then reach up and release. And come back into Tadasana. Close your eyes, take your hands to your heart center. Anjali Mudra, and slow it down. Breathing in deep and exhaling. Okay, that was great. Let's do our balancing poses again. I think we have time still, would not know. We're going to come to the left side of your chair, and you're going to face your chair just like we did when we started our sun salutations. And then we're going to go back into our half moon pose and then close it to go into warrior three. So like if we're doing high lunge, it's a closed hip pose, everything is in this direction, and then we're going to open into warrior two. So that's an open hip pose. And the same goes for half moon and warrior three. So going into half moon the way we did before, we extend the arms up. And then we're going to take our right hand to the back of the chair, and then take that left foot and sweep it out and back. Maybe a little bend in your standing knee just to help keep your knee protected. And then if you want to reach towards the seat of the chair, and then you can flex that back foot and lift it off the ground. Go slow, go in your own time, go only as deep as you want to go. Now, in order to take this into warrior three, we're going to take our top hand down to the chair. If you look, my back foot, the toes are pointing towards you. So the hand is going to rotate down and the foot. So this whole left hip closes, and now my toes are pointing down. And if I want to extend my warrior three, I can do that. And then I'll take my hands to the chair, bend the knees so I can set down comfortably and safely. And there we go. A little advanced, right? That's okay. We only go as far as we can. And then let's try the other side. So again, get your Tadasana, your mountain pose, facing the chair, and you're standing on the right side of the chair. Inhale, the arms come up. Let's take your weight, put it in your left foot, and point your right foot out to the side. Take your left hand to the back of the chair and swoop. Oh, I've got so stuck to me. Swoop your right hand back. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a whole bunch of walnuts crashing. If you want to go a little deeper, you can take your left hand to the seat of the chair and then flex that extended back leg, and then slowly start to lift it up, opening in all directions. Here we are back in our Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. We're going to close the hips, close the chest. We're reaching for the chair, closing the hips. Now the toes are pointing down. And here we are in our warrior three pose. Again, if you want to extend your right hand forward, you're welcome to try that. You can send both hands forward if you want a full balance. And then release the hand, release the foot, bend the knees, and slowly come to stand. Brilliant. Okay, let's wrap this up. We do? My chair keeps falling in. So for Shavasana, let's just sit back in our chairs. I'm pretty sure I must be running low on time, so I'll let you guys do ab work on your own time. I'm gonna hang on to Olaf here, and we'll do some Shavasana. So roll your shoulders up and back, tuck your shoulder blades against the back of your chair if you can. Let your feet relax, let your arms relax down by your side. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Just let the breathing deepen for a few inhalations and exhalations. Let all the thoughts and ideas and poses from the class just sort of work their way into your body. Let all the challenging moments just slide behind you into the past, and just feel the benefits moving forward. maybe take a moment to think about what is the moral of the story when it comes to Ganesh falling off his mouse and the moon laughing. I'm not really sure what the moral of the story is. Maybe it's that we can find time and appreciate the beauty of the moon in all its phases, despite the fact that it had kind of a rough cause. I don't know. Anyway, let's just breathe. Okay, open the eyes. Sit up tall in your chair. Let's share one last breath together. Arms come out and up, breathing in. Palms touch, and we exhale. Anjali Mudra, back down to the heart. Namaste. Thank you. Oh, you hear that? You know, I'm going to add a picture of all the walnuts that are on the ground next to me so that you guys can see that I'm not just like ducking over nothing. Anyway, thank you. Take care. Namaste.